Hello, it's Darren West from Psychology, and today we're going to be talking about habits and how to change them. But first off, a quick lesson on neurobiology of habits. A long time ago, they did experiments on rats. They put all these probes on the rats and they got them to go down the tube and either go left or right for where the food was. First time that the rat did it, the rat was very cautious, sniffing around, making sure is it okay, is it safe, and so the brain activity of the rat was just going all over the place. And as it was very cautious, it went down one way to the end, it went to one side, no food, then went to the other side, found food, and ate the food. And this rat did it several times, and every time that it did it, the activity of the brain became less and less, until after doing it several times, the higher level thinking was almost non-existent. The activity was taken over by a part of the brain in the brainstem called the basal ganglia. So what they found is that having habits or being able to do activities without involving any cortical thinking is actually evolutionarily beneficial. And really that's the sort of background with habits. Our whole life is full of habits. We probably eat the same breakfasts each morning. We sleep on the same beds. We have showers in the morning. We have showers in the evenings. And basically we engage in the same patterns over and over. So how do we break them? What do we need to do? First thing we need to do is realize that habits rely on three main factors. Firstly, it relies on a trigger. There's something that happens that causes a person to engage in behavior. That leads to the behavior. And then that behavior gives them the reward that they're after. So if you are wanting to change if you're wanting to change habits, what you need to focus upon is you need to make sure that you keep the same trigger. You need to make sure that you keep the same reward. But what needs to happen is you need to change the behavior in between the two. So the behavior is being triggered the same way and it gets you the same results that you want. So for example, maybe at 3 o'clock you go out for a smoke, let's just say, okay? 3 o'clock's the trigger, the behavior is to go for a cigarette, the reward is you get to maybe speak to your friends. So what needs to happen is perhaps identify at 3 o'clock or wherever your trigger is, are you able to engage in a different sort of behavior that gets you the rewards that you're after? So it's going to be a bit of trial and error. What can you do that's going to give you the same rewards as cigarettes in this particular example? Is it to decrease anxiety? Is it to stop work and just have a rest for 5-10 minutes? Is it catching up with friends? Is it gossiping? Okay, so find out what are your triggers. What are you wanting at 3 o'clock? Is it a case of keeping yourself busy or doing something different at 3 o'clock? Okay, and what other activities can you do that gives you that reward? Is it simply that you're feeling anxious and stressed? Is there something else that can be done at that time to decrease your anxiety and stress? Okay, as I said before, these are patterns of behavior that have been enforced over a long period of time. And it's a matter of identifying the trigger, the behavior, the rewards. Keeping the triggers, keeping the rewards, and changing the behaviors. All right. So obviously it's easier said than done. So good luck with it. Hopefully it'll give you some insight and understanding and perhaps why you're engaging some of the behavior you are, and hopefully being able to understand what needs to happen to change for you to change those habits. Alright, that's all for now. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Alright, thank you. See you guys. Bye.